Welcome to today's video, and in this video we are going to look at the t-test. We all know that t-test is a very simple statistical test that is performed for the continuous data. So t-test is a simple mean comparison. T-test is a simple mean comparison, right? So when someone talks about t-test, that always involves a mean, right? So it's a simple mean comparison. So there are several t-tests are there. One is one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, and paired sample t-test. And you may have heard about ANOVA. ANOVA also another type of t-test, but it has another name, ANOVA, because it's slightly different from this one. These three informations, these three t-tests, right? So let me brief each of this one. So let's move into one sample t-test. So one sample t-test is a simple t-test where you have one continuous data, right? It is a one simple variable. It always involves with one simple variable. There is no grouping, only comparing the mean with pre-known value, right? Comparing the mean with pre-known value. So here I have an example, which is Sri Lankan population. Average height is 165 centimeters. So this is already determined from a previous study, or this remains as a standard, right? So this, you know that this is the actual average, right? But in the next statement, it mentioned, and if we have Jaffna Peninsula population sample height, we can directly compare with 165 centimeters. So let's say if this particular document, particular research data saying that the Sri Lankan population average height remains 165 centimeters, but that cannot be applicable to every place. Maybe it may differ from Kandy to Jaffna or Kandy to Colombo. So all over it's 165, but some area maybe it may have some different value than this. So for that, let's say if you are conducting another research and you are collecting the data, that means the sample heights of the population of this particular population, and you can compare that height with this cutoff value. This is like a cutoff value, right? One single value you have. So this is one of the simple t-tests you can perform in SPSS, this type of test. So this is called one sample t-test. So you are having only one sample and you are comparing that one sample mean with a predetermined value or pre-known value or a standard, right? And next we have the example. Here you can see the Jaffna sample population data. So we have the averages of Jaffna population alone, and we are getting the mean of that sample population, and you can compare that with Sri Lankan population mean, right? So this is not the mean of the entire population, that the sample mean. This is a predetermined value, right? So you are going to compare this with this one. Okay, the next one is independent sample t-test. Independent sample t-test means it is somewhat different from the previous one. Let's say you have a sample population. Within that sample, there are two types of subjects. Let's say there are female height and male height is there. So these are centimeters. So you want to know that whether the male or female heights have differences, mean differences or not. So you can simply group females into one group and males into one group, and you can get the mean from here and this mean from here, and you can compare these two. This is called independent sample t-test. So this group independent of this group independent of this group. That's what it meant as independent sample t-test, right? So this is mean compared between subjects, right? This is between subjects, right? In the next t-test, paired sample t-test. The next t-test is the paired sample t-test. Paired sample t-test means each sample or each subject have paired data, right? For example, a patient's blood pressure data, right? So maybe a patient or a subject that is undergoing into a treatment for the blood pressure regulation. So initially you will have one BP record, and after giving the drug you will observe the change of blood pressure. So you will have the blood pressure before the drug was taken and after the drug taken, and you can compare the mean values of the population and you can say whether the drug have the activity or not. Likewise you can compare. So these are the simple three t-tests. So first one is one sample t-test, second one is paired sample t-test, independent sample t-test, and the third one is paired sample t-test. So let's get into the SPSS software and we'll look into it one by one.